Hey Hero fans, this is Todd. Sorry about that. I was trying to hurry and find my video. There it is. So I can see your guys' comments. Hey Master Far, thanks for joining us. Thanks for joining us, Mr. Far. Alright, so we are here to discuss, well, it's not even coming up yet. Come on, video, start. It's funny, on my screen it just says waiting for Hebrew. So I don't know if you guys can hear me or not. See? Waiting for Hebrew. Load. There we go. Okay, cool. All right, so let's go ahead and get going on this. So I had this figure sitting on my floor for a long time, getting ready to be opened. And of course I had to bring in my other Elephant Men as well before we actually got to opening it. Now I don't have the original 80s one here, unfortunately, which would have been really cool if I would have. So, but I do have the Origins one, and we'll just pretend like he's the 80s version. I'll pop this head off. I'll leave it on. The 80s version one, about this size, he had a squirt head similar to this, but it was actually in his body. You would take and you'd pull a little plug off the back and fill it up, and then he could squirt with a little button on his back going. But unfortunately I don't have one to show you because I've been really cool. But I got rid of him a long time ago because he was not in my top 11 or my even top few that I had. And otherwise I'd show them to you, but I don't have them. But I do have the classics, of course, right? So here's the classics. Now the classics and also the original had an axe, and the axe had this weird wrench on the bottom, which is not strange for firefighters to have some sort of wrench on the bottom. Hey Aiden, thanks for joining us. Hey Ronald, thanks for being here. Hey Mike, thanks for being here. So what this wrench was used for was you would take and turn the figure wrench upside down, and it was actually to hold his trunk up because it was such a strong rubber trunk that it came squirting out of. You had to have the wrench in order to hold it up so he could squirt straight ahead. So you had to have the back side of the axe in order to hold his nose up when you were going to play with him, which was kind of an odd thing, but okay. So this one we got with classics, it had a rubber hose for a nose. It just reminded me when I was a kid, I used to watch Welcome Back, Kotter. Up your nose with a rubber hose. That's funny. I think it was Horseshack used to say that. Wow, his waist is stuck. No. Yeah, the paint, the black paint is making it so I can't turn his waist. So let me go ahead and break the paint on there so I can turn his waist. Oh, there we go. Hooray. Okay. So, when you got classics, this rubber nose that had the wire inside of it was really cool, but a lot of people's broke right here from moving it. So I'm very careful not to move mine. I leave it in the same shape all the time. I do have another one though, and this one you could see some of the roughness starting to form from just the wear and tear on the trunk. Now, we also got a 2000X statue. They were called Staction figures because they were stationary action figures. Staction figures. And here's an example of one of the Staction figures. Yeah, I want to change my light. I guess it's still bright. And usually I take the Staction figures and try to somehow articulate them. I didn't do it with him though. But I bought the Staction figure for one purpose and one purpose only. And that was to steal his head. Oh, and here's his head. I actually stole it off there. I did buy another one later on. And then I drilled out his head and then added an O-ring. And it could actually pop onto the classics figure. So then I would swap out this head. Whoop. Oh, it's such a tight fit. Don't break on me. We got to soak his head in there. I almost hate doing that because I'm afraid I'm going to ruin his foam rubber nose. Yeah, it's weird. They have like got a foam material for some reason. All right, into the vat with you. And no, he didn't squirt. That'd have been really cool. But no squirting power available. Into the tank. The dunk tank. Into the tank with you. Anyway, while he's soaking. Is he in far enough? Yeah, he's in far enough. We also got later on, oh, let's just talk about this first. So this was kind of cool. There was one cool feature with it, and that is he came with the axe and he came with the wrench, and they put them together and you had your axe wrench. And I think they made it this way because the hands were circles, so you really couldn't stick it on there very easily without, you know, because they're pretty solid. This is made out of some kind of resin material or something. I don't know what it was made out of, but polystone, I don't know. But whatever it was, they were not very easily used. So you'd pull it off, you'd slide in the axe, and then you'd stick the wrench on the back if you wanted it there. Because it's so loose, I just like to put it in the other hand so I don't lose it when it's on my shelf. But again, no articulation whatsoever. It was this action figure. But it is an awesome, cool design. I actually really love this design they did with the 2000X. Because he's supposed to be a cybernetic being. Now, his storyline is that Hordak kidnapped this guy. And when Hordak kidnapped him, he was sent in to be one of the people that he altered and turned him into this elephant man that was more cybernetic than human. And then at one point in time, he actually got his wish to turn back to be human. But in order to save some of his friends, he actually asked to have it reversed, knowing it could never be put back to normal. And so we did see him in one comic one time where he was back to human, back to himself. But he gave it up in order to save his friends and get his power back of squirting people. Doesn't seem like much of a power to me, but okay, whatever. All right, let's see if his head has softened up enough to pull that off. I'm going to pull this camera back so I don't drip water all over my table here. Hooray! And then here is the head that I made. And you can see the O-rings in there. Let's see if it pops on there with ease or not. You can fit on there. You can do it! Wow, it's a tight fit. And it's funny too, because I actually took my Staction figure, and I'm going to take that little ring out of the center there. I took my Staction figure and I actually added a little ball joint on it so I could replace his head when I wanted to. So I didn't actually ruin the figure completely. And the funny thing was that extra ball joint, I would stick the other head on. It looked really weird to see that. All right, that's not going to get out of there very easily. I got to find something else. Oh, look at this. I still have one of the blue swords left. Let's see if I can get it out with the blue sword. Oh, it's going to break the tip instead, I think. I should have brought my screwdrivers in here. What was I thinking? How about this guy's fist? Oh, almost got it. Almost got it. I guess Skeletor's fist is not the answer either. I can't believe my screwdrivers are not in here. Oh, wait, I got a tool here. Oh, I got some random tool here. Let's see if we can use the point of this random tool. It's like I tell my friends all the time. The right tool for the job is the one in your hand right now. Whatever that tool is in your hand, see? Bing, got it out. That is the one. Let's go ahead and dunk the head in there for a minute or two. And this is from the Staction figure head that I stole from my other Staction figure. And that's why I bought two of these originally. Was one to make a... I was going to actually change his feet out and make a more 2000X and everything else, but... There we go. There we go. That fits much better. I think I had this thing in there to fit on the statue better. But see, now he has more of a 2000 flair. Oh, you know what? It's loose. That's why I had it on there. All right, let's put it back in there. I should leave well enough alone. I guess that's got to make sure it sits all the way down. Get all the way down in there, man. All the way to the bottom. There we go. Oh, yeah. That's a much nicer fit. Okay, I guess that's supposed to stay in there when I made it. There we go. But it's just kind of small. Well, then we got the Heads of Eternia pack. It's the Heads of Eternia. Whoa. And here is the Heads of Eternia pack. And they gave us a head for him. And it's very 2000X-ish, and it looks way cooler. It's bigger than the one that was on the Staction figure. You can see. I gave him the axe from the Staction figure too. So this was my final version. Dun, dun, dun. Anyway, let me go ahead and pull this head off, because this guy, from now on, he gets the new squirting head that came with the Origins figure. I had a rubber band there or something holding it on, I think. I must have lost it. Anyway, there we go. So that's what he gets. He gets the new squirting feature, because I want my classics to squirt. Squirt, squirt. Anyway, we've done enough talking about everything else but the figure you're here for. Let me look at your guys' comments before I jump into the actual Masterverse figure. Let's see what we have here. Adrian says, what if Snout Spout gets a variation like Ultimate Armor Snout Spout or Ultimate Muscle Snout Spout? That'd be funny. Todd, I think you will like this Masterverse version. I think I will too. I was really hesitant about buying them until someone sent me a picture. When I saw the picture, there was one thing I really liked about it, so I bought it for that one purpose. But we will see. We shall see. So let's go ahead and get this thing open. Check out the cool box art they have. Boom, boom, boom. That's actually pretty cool looking. Now, what's funny is he was made to be one of Hordak's evil warriors, but like I said, he shook off the Hordak programming, and he went to go find the good guys to become part of them. All right, where are my scissors? Scissors? We don't need no stinking scissors. Yes, this time we do. So we can cut Snout Spout out of here. There. Slice and dice. Alright, has he got one up high too? He does. He has one right under his shoulders. Ugh. On his other shoulder too. Come on, Mattel. At least we don't have any tape. The tape drives me crazy, as you guys know, with the capes, because in the tape... Okay. Oh, he is mighty big. Look at the size difference. It's like the difference between Origins and Classics. You can line these three up. Stand, man, stand. And you can see this is the new Masterverse. Bum, bum, bum. This is the Classics. Bum, bum, bum. And here is the Origins. Bum, bum, bum. Oop. And we got an extra little box here. Let's go ahead and open this up and see what we have in the box. All right, it looks like we have his tank. Can't go tankless. We have his axe of power. And then we have some hoses that are nice and flexible. Very flexy. So that's cool. And then we have this extra envelope, which includes the fake water jet, some extra fists of fury, fists of fury, bump, 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 bump. There we go. Bump, 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 bump. My light has died. It's time to change the light. Look at that. It's just about dead. Put it over there for charging later. And that's number 2. That's BB. There we go. BB. Todd, haven't you seen the Ultimate Muscle? I don't think I have. He is massive. Yeah, he's huge. All right, let's go ahead and take his toilet paper off his trunk first. Achoo! Let's talk about articulation. Let's start here at the ankle. We have ankle articulation. It's a little bit tight. Boot cut, double jointer knees. You know what he feels like? He feels like that candy corn you get at Halloween. That's what his plastic feels like. The candy corn. And he's got the leg twist up here, leg movement there. He has a waist turn. He has an ab crunch, kind of. I can't really get it to do any crunching though. It sort of moves, but not really. Then, look at this. Single jointed elbow. Thank you, Mattel. This is why I bought them, for this one reason and one reason only, for the single jointed elbow. Yes, yes. Looks so much better for the articulation. Then we have a bicep twist, shoulder movement. Extra shoulder pads up here, looks like they're removable. And then of course his head moves, and his trunk has ultimate articulation as well. Well, the middle one's kind of stuck. The front one moves. Have to put his middle one in the water, I think. All right, hose nose. Time to put your trunk in the water. And he has eyes that look like they light up. Well, they do. Oh, they did what I did with the Skeletor, making the back of his head clear, so you can. What do we have going on here? Yeah, his neck joint is kind of stuck too. Let me go ahead and stick him in the hot water, get his neck joint freed up and his trunk at the same time. And then we'll have fun at the eyes. Oh, his ears are too big to fit. Okay, let's just put his trunk in like this. We'll get that softened up first. And then we'll see if we can't get his head off and get that neck peg softened up. All right, let's pull the camera back so I don't get my ribbon of shame. There we go. Hooray. He can squirt himself. Psh! Ah, right in the eyes. Well, we can eat peanuts too. Oh, give me Dynam peanuts. Wow, that's a lot of articulation. All right, let's see if we can get his head off. Yeah, see, that articulation is just stuck a little bit. I'm just going to throw his body in there and see if we can't get that softened up at all. No. No. Fit. Too bad your arms don't come off, man. I just need a little bit more hot water. Let me try leaning it. Yeah, I should have put more water in here. I didn't know his arms were not going to move very far, or too wide to fit in the water. Oh, well, let's see if we got it warm enough to move it at all. No, it's... I'm afraid it's going to snap on me. Yeah, it's turning white when I push it back. All right, let's get his head back on. Where did I stick it? There it is. All right, let's get the head back on. Let's get those eyes lit up, shall we? And then we'll get all his backpack stuff on and compare him to some other figures. All right, I need a light. There's a light. Let's see if it's powered. Ooh, it is powered. Boo-doo-doo. Da 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 da. Oh yeah. Should find an orange light. That way it matches his armor and stuff. That's always fun. So cool. Wow, Kelly was Snout Spout for Halloween one time. That is cool. All right, let's talk about his weird stuff he has here. He has this little dial here so you can dial things around. And let's get his tubes on. Okay, I'm guessing this plugs in here. And I'm guessing this plugs in here. And this one probably comes around to his belt there. And this one probably comes around to his belt here. I like crisscrossing them. Probably doesn't matter if they're crisscrossed or not, but it's more fun that way. And then we have another little short belt. It goes here. Where does the other half go? Oh. I did that all wrong. You guys are probably yelling at me in the comments, aren't you? Did you see my first comment, says Eric? No, I did not. Let's take a look and see. The ultimate muscle stout mount. Yeah, I still don't see Eric's comment. Sorry, Eric, I don't see your comment anywhere. All right, so let's go ahead and put these on first. The little one goes from here into the back of his head. It's just like Bane. How weird is that? I don't know if I like that or not. And then these just plug in here. I'm crisscrossing them again. Don't cross the streams. Ugh. All right. What is this for here? I mean, you think they would plug in right there for something. He just sprays right out of his chest. Psh! Oh, I got a leak. I sprung a leak. Okay, we'll stick it in his nose. Put it in his hose nose where it's supposed to go. Psh! And then we have his Muddy X. Where is his wrench? Did he not get a wrench? Is he wrenchless? No way. All right, let's go ahead and compare his sizes now. Eric says, does the new fist snout spout his legs and arms? I'm not sure. Yeah, Mike says no wrench. Yeah, the legs and arms don't come off like Origins. You could pull them off here at the hip, but I'm not going to do that in this figure. All right, let's go ahead and do some comparisons. So let's go ahead and first pull out Beastman. Which for me, Beastman's supposed to be monstrous, so I kind of don't like when guys are taller than Beastman. It kind of bugs me a little bit, but that's okay. I can live with it. Let me get out my Monsters of the Universe. Whiplash. Bum bum bum. Da 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 da. Yes, he's about the same size as Whiplash. I can't believe they made him so big, being supposed to be a standard human that just has cybernetic parts, but that's okay, I guess. Clawful, the awful. Oop, oop, oop. He is taller than Clawful. And let me pull out Too Bad. He's not in my monster case anymore. Okay. Let me go find Too Bad. There he is. And what's so crazy is them making this guy so big. So big. It bums me out more they didn't make Triclops bigger. Not Triclops. Trapjaw bigger. All right. Tuvar and Badra. Now, what's cool was somebody just volunteered, and you guys will find out who soon, to do one of the voices for my cartoon. And they are going to do this figure here. How cool will that be? Hey, Kale. What is the email we're supposed to send the art to? hebro@hebro.com. Hebro, make sure it's he-bro@he-bro.com. So there we have Too Bad, Too Bad. He's about the same size as Too Bad, which I thought they made Too Bad a little too large. And I'm thinking the same thing with Snout Spout too. I mean, he's not really a monster per se. Just like Too Bad's really not a complete monster. But I guess that's cool. He is huge. See him, I don't mind him being huge. He's supposed to be like some big ogre looking thing. And Beastman too. Oh, it drives me crazy. His legs don't open all the way. Let us choose to bend the legs a little bit. Don't make them pre-bent. But, okay, let's talk about pros and cons, because that's my favorite. First of all, the question was, is he the best version of Hose Nose, or Snout Spout, I guess. Snout Spout. So he's obviously way better than the original, hands down. So next, let's tackle Origins. Since Origins is closest to the original, is he better than Origins? Now, Origins does have one huge benefit, and that is that he actually he is an elephant, Todd. He is. That is true. Elephants should be big. And that is that he actually sprays water. And that's a huge bonus. Bonus! Is he better than Classics? Okay, that's a great question. I think he's better than this Classics. Especially the head he came with originally. This head right here. So yes, I think believe it or not, I believe he's better than Classics. For the detail, the shininess, the glowing eyes. He's not quite as dumb looking as I always thought he was in the past. He actually looks pretty cool. But is he better than Classics with the 2000X head? Now that's tricky, because this 2000X head they gave us in the head pack is pretty cool. So we got one figure left to compare, and that is he better than the Staction figure? Oh, this is tough. Now, the Staction figure, I love these feet. Those are just so awesome. These say elephant to me. Just the way they're made, the way they're designed. The Four Horsemen, not Super 7, did a really good job making this, except for it's not articulated. No! If this was articulated, and it had shoulder, elbows, knees, waist, hip, the whole thing, this figure would win hands down if it was a little bigger. Because he's supposed to be huge. And compared to 2000X, he was pretty huge next to 2000X. But since this one actually has articulation, and it has single jointed elbows, I like everything about it except for the pinkish purple gloves. Other than that, amazing figure. I wish this was a separate articulation point here so I could just swap those out for somebody else, or easily pulled off. That'd been cool. Just not digging the pink. I know he usually had purple, and I don't mind the dark purple. The dark purple I think looks cool, but as you guys know, I'm just not a fan of fuchsia and pink on my male figures. And I wish his head would go back more. That's it. Just those two things. The pink gloves and the head articulation could go back more. But other than that, I think this is, and I hate to admit it, one of the best Snout Spout figures that they have ever made. There you go. There you go, Mike. Yes, the Staction for design completely rules. I love it. Even the blue underpants. Yep, they got the colors right. They got the design right. The backpack looks like it hold lots of water. Pressurized tank on the side. Yeah, release valves. The Four Horsemen did an amazing job designing this. If this was articulated, this would be awesome. Mattel, hear us. Hear us now. Give us a 2000X version. Just make it a little bit shorter, not much, and make it like this. We'd love it. But this is a pretty good one. And someone mentioned the ears wiggle too. Look at that. He can do the ear flap like Dumbo. Yep. I gotta admit, the ears forward does look a little ridiculous. The ears back looks a little too much, but right in between looks pretty good. Right about there. So, cool. For what he is, he's cool. I think the dial's a little ridiculous. A little much, but that's okay. You could take that off if you didn't like it. But then, of course, you took it off, you lose the cool hoses going down, too. Let's go and take it off and see how it looks without it. You know what you could do? I guess you really can't. I was going to run the hose somehow. But I guess it's single point. Does it fit over his little nozzle on his chest? It does. I guess you could run it up there. Like that. And then jam this one in here to hold it in place. And put that one somewhere too. Nope. He just has an extra hose. Just pulling it off. Okay, I like him better without the belt. I think the belt's a little kind of weird. He has the controls inside his helmet. There we go. There we go. Now, originally I was just going to steal his head and put it on my classics, but I do like the body better too. He is cool. All right, Mike, you were right. See, Mike says Todd connects the hose to the axe also. Yeah, but it connects to the point of the axe. Being it's not a two-headed thing, you can't hook it anywhere else. Because you can't... If this had the same points on both sides, that'd be kind of cool. They should have made the belt to have holes like that so you can mess around and put these wherever you want. They could put the short one from here to there. That'd be kind of cool too. But anyway, it looks like he's Time Lord. I am Time Lord. I can tell time. Whoop, 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 whoop. All right. I can't tell how small this guy looks now. Crazy. That head is cool, though. Let's light it up one more time. Let's light it up, shall we? Boom, boom, boom. Psh, Hold on a second. Hey, Siri, lights off. Come on, Siri. And let me go ahead and kill these lights, too. This light, I'm going to kill it. All it's on now is my overhead light. So it's a little darker in here. There we go. Oops, I got to kill this light too. Boop, boop. Dun, 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 dun. Oh. Okay. Okay. I was just thinking, it'd be cool you could make this into a battery pack and then replace this cord with some wires and then run the wires to his head from his backpack through the hole right here. Dig that hole all the way through and run it to an LED, and then it would light his eyes up. Yes. Yes. Let's see if we can... Is that solid or is it hollow inside there? I guess it's going to take some playing around to see if it's solid plastic in there from front to back or hollow. Interesting. Oh, there's a line there. You can see it. It goes around his eyes, over the top. So maybe some hot water and some prime, you could pull off his skull cap and then access that part of his head. You know, for the Horde Trooper too, it'd be cool to light his eyes up too. I bet you they have the same type of deal with that new Horde Trooper, because it looks like his eyes are clear. Of course, he has that head inside there, so maybe not. But you could pull that head out and light it up. Interesting. All right. Let's look at your guys' comments. I'm waiting for this idea, Todd. That's funny. LED lights to go fit in there somewhere. Did you see my crossover question? I did not, Godzilla. Sorry, I'm playing with the figures instead of reading your guys' questions. Let's see. Someone says playing with the tusks. Remove the tusks. Oh, the tusks do come off. I'm not going to pull it off. I don't know how. Oh, this one came off pretty easy. Look at that. Yep. Okay, that could be really weird. Let's stick this hose on this side here. Let's jam this back on. Jam on it. And let's plug this into his chest. There we go. Now it's like some kind of breathing apparatus. Whoosh. That could be kind of cool. See, again, if they would have given us hoses that have the ends on both sides, you could plug this one in here. That could have been cool. Okay, you know what? It's time to pull out another figure. I was going to end this video, but it's not time to end it. Hey Siri, lights on. All right. You just reminded me of this figure when you said tusks. Dun 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 dun. Hog. Oop. Tuskador. Let's plug in some more lights here. Power. Give me the power. Oh, running low. Only 2 spots left on my power supply here. So this guy is cool. He comes with short tusks, little itty bitty tusks, and he comes with big giant monster mammal tusks. Let's see how close they are to fitting. Not even close. Bummer. Bummer, bummer. But we could still put Elephant Man against Elephant Man. Future Elephant Man from Eternity of Past Elephant Man. Okay. Is there a mark left and right? Nope. I've always stuck them on this way, but I guess they could go on this way too. But I like them better this way. In case you guys don't know what this is a New Adventures figure from Classics. And they gave him some pieces from Ram Man. So he's a big, giant character. Let's compare him in height to the new Elephant Man. Oh, they're comparable to height. Look at that. Crazy. Mike Fee, member for 24 months. Thank you, Mike. Yes. The battle of the Elephant Men begins. Bum, 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 bum. What's crazy is this guy was so cheap on Big Bad Toy Store for so long. And I'm surprised that nobody else picked up any more of these guys. I think I did for a custom one time and ended up not using them, so I ended up selling them. But... oh, that is funny. Okay, I guess I'll put his tusks back on before I forget which one goes where. Might already be too late. I might have already mixed them up. Come out of there. That's not good. I should have heated it up. Now I broke his cool little tube. Oh well, I'll have to get that out later. Anyway. No! Why some people report this figure broken easy? Aren't you making a He-Man show? Yes. Yeah, this guy's actually from He-Man. Believe it or not. This is from the New Adventures of Flea Man. I never really understood why you're this giant tusk guy. I mean, it just seems like such a weird design. I've often wondered how he would be used. Right? I mean, how would you use him in battle? I mean, those tusks are just asking, and they're like mechanical on his body. I know it's to help support so they don't rip off of him, but where do they connect? You know? I don't know. His helmet comes off, though. Rip. See? Look at that. Now he looks like Buzz Lightyear. I'm Buzz Lightyear of Star Command. I mean, he could have been cool. The blues are kind of weird. The light blues, I'm not a huge fan of the baby blues. They just don't look very classic-y to me. But I know we're not here to talk about this guy. Look at those big, beefy knee joints. Urgh. Yeah, I found out when I pulled off these shoulder pads on my other one that I sold, there's too much stuff underneath here to make a good custom. There's a lot of sanding it would require, everything else to get underneath there. It has like there's some kind of slot right here on this piece. I forget exactly how it goes. Maybe it's in the top up here. I think it's in the top actually. But it ended up just being too much of a hassle to do a really good custom on them. Okay, now that I have all these figures laying all over the place, I think I'm going to end it. Let's see. Hello, always. think Tuskor is Ram Man of the future, but his weapon is a bit weird, and he needs a hammer or a mace. Yeah, his little itty bitty gun, and it looks just so small in his hand. Kind of reminds me of the gun that was in not Back to the Future, but in Men in Black, the little mosquito gun that Will Smith ends up taking. Pew pew. Ugh. And for such a big beefy guy to hold such a little gun, it's just funny. But I'm sure it's based on the original toy, so there you go. But it is cool how big and beefy he is. Hebro, can you read my crossover question? Okay, let's see if I can find it, Godzilla. Going back through. Can you read my crossover question? Nope, that wasn't it. Okay, going back. Connect the hose to the axe. If you were hired to do a Godzilla He-Man crossover, it would be your first. Will there be your first reaction, and how would you do the cartoon, movie, or comic? That is a good question. It'd be tough. You obviously want Godzilla to be monstrous in size, so it'd be a lot of shots of just pieces of Godzilla against normal-sized humans, and then when you showed the full Godzilla, you'd have to have a smaller mock-up of whatever city, town, forest, whatever he's in, that He-Man and the Masters exist in. So it'd be a little bit of a work, because you'd have to create miniatures and full-scale chunks of Godzilla just for certain views. Like maybe, you know, his hands or his face or his eye or his feet or his tail or something else. That would be tough. Comic could probably be way easier. Let's see. Hello, always... Oh yeah, I read that one already. Tuskor is the only classics figure you can still get for under 100. Believe it or not, there are still classics on Big Bad Toy Store that are on sale that no one's picking up. It's just crazy. Granted, they're from the newer series of classics, but... This Snout Spout have or not the Revolution design? It is... I don't believe it's the Revolution design. Let me take a look at the front of it. I think it's the new Eternia. Yep, new Eternia. So it is the new Eternia designs, inspired by classics concepts. So it was inspired by the classics. Interesting. So I guess, I don't think they mean classics as in classics. I think they mean classics as in the original storylines that they had. Like the crazy Treasure Island, Castle Grayskull type stuff. So I think that's what they mean by classics. Let's see if we can find Snout Spout in here, because this is what they'd be talking about. I don't need this tool up here anymore. And let's see if we can take a look and find an original idea for Snouty Spouty. This is the Power and Honor Foundation catalog. For those that don't know, I go to it all the time in my videos. Whenever I find them for sale, I always post them on my Facebook page. So if you're ever looking for one, just subscribe to my Facebook page, and when I find one, I will stick it on there. And let's see if we can find if Snout Spout's in here or not. I don't think he is, but see, look at this original Castle Grayskull. Crazy. And you can see there's boats coming up to it, so it's like an island in itself. And that's probably, I think that's why they have so many sea things and stuff in the new Eternia. Okay. I don't remember seeing it, so we may not see it because I don't recall seeing it in here. There's a lot of things I don't totally always remember. I remember one time I thought there was a picture in here. And I looked and looked and looked, and then I found out I saw it online. It wasn't even in my book at all. Hordak, Hordak. Yeah, look at this guy. He's so cool. He's basically where we got the idea for King Hissat kind of thing. And Mossman. Mossman! If you guys see it and I miss it, start hollering. Oh, look. There's the original Ram Man. Ram Man. Just a ram head, literally ramming. Oh, there he is. He is in there. There he is. Let's see. Initially recognizable as Snout Spout above, the Firefighter Elephant Man idea was conceived very early on in the line by Roger Sweet. He wanted to cross an elephant with a MotU figure in order to give the resulting toy a somewhat logical ability to shoot water from its trunk. In these two illustrations by Ted Mayer, dated the 15th of June, 1984, and the 13th of July, 1984, respectively, the final figure would differ a little from these conceptual illustrations when released in 1986. Snout Spout would go on to make a few noteworthy appearances in the She-Ra animated series. Remember, he put the star on the tree, I believe, with his trunk in the Christmas one. At times under the original moniker of Hose Nose. Interestingly, this early conceptual design of the character above would be utilized in the Eye of the Storm mini-comic that came with his action figure. So there he is. And he only has... Oh, look! It's connected! Ah! So when someone told me to remove that and then put it on there, that's where the connection is. That's funny. So... And look, that was the original design, is having that hose connected up to his nose. Small little axe. And then a big belt of some sort. So probably they gave him that weird belt. And shoulder pads. Look at that. So that's probably why they gave him these shoulder pads. Dun, 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 to match the original artwork with the shoulder pads. That's funny. And the belt. Even though it's different than the belt in the comic, but still. But no leg straps. I keep forgetting these new legs go up and down. So his straps aren't lined up, but it's because I got to go and shove the leg back in the joint. That extra cool new articulation they have so the legs can go further out. Because see, with that, when it's up high, it limits the legs. When you put the leg up, you can see that it actually comes down at the same time, so you can do those cool karate kicks. All right, let me just stack them in the pile here. So cool. There we go. We found it. All right. Let's see. Luis says, I got one thanks to you. You share an eBay vendor. You must be talking to some... Oh, the book. Yes. Yes. Yep. Whenever I see it, I always post it on there. This book is like the coolest book. You know what? The price for these are crazy sometimes. But I'm telling you, this is the coolest book ever. I feel like it's a pirate book because they did not get all the permissions to get it and they were shut down. This is catalog volume 1. And all this art they bought themselves. They restored it themselves. They talked to the original designers and the artists. And it's just such an awesome book. It's just so cool. you know, and I just love the whole concept of it. And their idea was they wanted to get the artwork to the fans. That was their whole purpose. It was all fan based. So there is no volume 2 or 3 or 4 that they were going to make. That'd have been totally cool. See, it's not supposed to be a starfish little thing like we see. It's supposed to be a big open mouth. No sphinxter. Anyway. Well, Mike, I will post one when I see it, so just stay tuned. And it's funny, one of my good friends from years ago from the Cafe Wa, he's the guy who usually posts them. And I actually met the guy in person one time. I didn't know it was him. And later on, I figured out that that was the guy. And it was so weird because I didn't figure it out for a while. And then when I was talking to him online one time, we had a similar story, and I realized that was you. And he's like, that was you. That was me. So it was pretty funny. Good stuff. Anyway, time to put the book back in the bag to preserve it for future generations. See, got it all protected. Back over here next to my shelf, next to all those cowboy hats I put paint in. And look at the pile of figures. It's time to go, I think. Well, articulation. Let's see. Improvements every end. Yes, I hope, Aaron, I hope you're right. I mean, single jointed elbows. Yes. Cool legs slide up and down. Yes. Tight here where the ab crunch is. I like that they fixed that, but it doesn't ab crunch very well. But at least they made it tight, so it's not some weird looking. I think it's made. There we go. He twists, which is funny. Some women don't twist at all. Some women just move. But he's got a little bit of movement there. And that little bit of movement just gives you some other different poses you can do. You pop his chest out by leaning him back. Like he's really proud to be an elephant man. Yep. Cool, cool, cool. And I got to get this out and fix that hose. Oh. All right. Mike Fee says, can you get a Roger Sweet autograph since he's close to you? You know, it sounds funny. Roger Sweet. I've met him a couple times, but I don't know him really well. And he does only live a couple blocks from me. But his favorite thing, and they told me this at Bobacon, is a Costco hot dog. They said if you buy the man a Costco hot dog, he will be really happy. Unfortunately, Bobacon has closed down. I don't even know how to get a hold of Roger Sweet anymore because that's where that was my connection point, was through Bobacon. And it's kind of sad that store has finally had an end. They have been good friends for a long time. I suppose I could just reach out to the old owner. But I guess I fear a little bit because I feel kind of bad reaching out to him and say, hey, I know you guys went bankrupt and you ran, your business went under and everything else, but hey, can you help me find Roger Sweet? So, now I know people keep asking for these helmets. Sorry for those of you who keep asking. I don't have any more in production right now. My wife keeps telling me I need to make some more because I've had some people ask for them. So if you're one of the people that ask for these helmets, hang tight. I should be making a new batch hopefully soon because my wife keeps bugging me to make them. So just hold tight and I will make another one soon. I'm really hoping they make a Masterverse Panther. And I think if they do, it's going to have the Panther helmet already on. That's why I haven't made the helmet for Panther, because I know it's going to already come with one. So that will be cool. Oop, I'm knocking stuff over here. All right, my lights are dying. My phone is dying. My battery's dying. It is time to end this. Say goodbye to the king and queen. Oh, in their throne room, I made a giant mess. Do you have any Fangor heads? Mean Cat, I do not. In fact, I never even got the new Fangor, to tell you the truth. I saw him like, yeah, I don't need him. So no, I did not have any Fangor heads. Sorry. You can connect the small hose to the chest and do the axe and put the water directly on top of the axe. Oh, I see. Ah, look at that. So you connect the hose to the nose, to the axe, and you can spray people with the axe. See, it'd be cool if it was all actually really connected and really squirted and you could run the hoses. See, that'd been awesome if they actually made them actually squirt and work. But then, of course, you probably wouldn't have the articulation here if they were to do that. That'd be a lot of work to figure out a way to make a hose run through here and still have it articulated. Thanks, Mike. Like Mike says, good journey, and please like and subscribe. And I will see you guys next video. Bye now.